State Farm family. This is David Herrera, and I'm here with professional dancer Estefania Vargas, and we're going to teach you a little bit of social level salsa and bachata and Latin dance. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to explain the basic salsa step to you, but before we do that, we're going to talk about what is Latin motion. So we need Latin motion for Latin dancing. So we're going to put most of our weight on our right leg. La pierna derecha la vamos a enderezar. Doblar la izquierda. We're going to bend our left. Vamos a cambiar el peso de lado a lado. Just as you can see, I'm teaching in Spanish and English for the Spanish speaking. Right? Just changing our weight. This is Latin motion. We need Latin motion for Latin dancing. Now, we're going to add that Latin motion into our basic forward and back break in salsa. So, Estefania, she'll explain for the women here in a little bit the basic salsa step. For the men, what you're going to do is you're going to go forward with your left foot, right in place, left together, back with your right foot, left in place, right together. You want to make sure, even though you might be a beginner, that you're changing your weight over the foot, cambiando el peso encima del pie. So we're not smacking the floor, okay? Right? We don't want to do that. So now, Estefania, she's going to explain in Spanish el básico. Un poquito, si quiere explicar el básico. Sí.
La mujer tiene que pasar el peso y la cadera hacia su lado de la pierna. 1, 3, 6, hacia atrás y movimiento de la cadera.
That's good. Okay, our next step, which is called a fifth position break or Kumba Breaks, also known as Kumba Breaks. So basically what we're going to do as the man, from a closed position, we're going to do our basic, right, with 8 counts of music. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. So there's a pause on the 3, 4, 7, 8. A quick step in dancing has 1 beat. A slow step has 2. So this is quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow. Transition, toe behind heel, changing our weight. Now we dance through our center, we're giving resistance. Here the lady's gonna give some resistance. We don't wanna squeeze, we don't wanna pull, push, hang. We're gonna go across, waist level, 6, 7, 8. 1, same thing. When we wanna get out, we can do however many we want. We close the center, el centro del cuerpo. We dance forward break, back break. So now for the men, what you're gonna do, your toe, if you notice, it's behind the heel. So a lot of people, what they do this big break, okay? That's wrong. So Estefania again, she's gonna explain the ladies part en voz alta para las mujeres.
La mujer pisa atrás, cerrando sus piernas, luego llega al centro y cambia peso con cadera.
That's it. So as you can see, we're explaining in Spanish and English so you understand what it really sounds like and the way it's really explained in its an original language, because these are Latin dance. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do the outside turn or underarm turn. We're going to show you what it looks like again in closed position. So we're going to do our basic forward break, back break, 5, 6, 7, 8. The man is going to lead the lady outside clockwise on the 5, 6, 7 or his back break while she turns on the 5. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to raise the lever, okay, like we're raising a lever, and then we're going to cup our hands. We want to cup our hands when we're dancing. We're going to do a halo over the head. The lady's going to step left, right, left. 5, 6, 7, 8. Back to basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you notice when Estefania's turning, she's stepping left, right, back, right. So para las mujeres, the ladies, you don't want to look around the room. You're going to get dizzy. You're going to look at the man. You're going to spot la cabeza. Regresa primero. Después regresa todo el cuerpo. Okay, so if you notice her head when she's looking, she's not going to look all around the room. When I do it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, looking at me, 5, 6, 7, 8, and back to basic. Okay? So now she's going to explain in Spanish how to do the outside turn.
Marcamos igual el paso con cadera. Normalmente miramos al hombre como eje para girar. 5 con peso, volteo acá, paso mi peso y cierro mi cintura.
hacen el uno. That's
Sigo
it.
el paso.
Okay, the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do what's called Chimneys, a little bit of the Afro in Latin dancing. These are Afro-Cuban based dances. So we're gonna teach you how to isolate and have a little bit of style in your body. So the top part of our body, our torso, what we're gonna do as the man, if you can see from the side, is I'm gonna rotate my torso forward and back. Okay? I'm rotating. What we would call is contra body movement and dancing. And Estefania is doing the same thing, and she's gonna explain. So if we were to add counts to that while we're dancing, doing our basic, right? So if I did my basic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I'm feeling the music, right? I can stop in place. It's a little more beginner, right? I'm gonna rotate 1, 3, 5, 7. Por cada dos sonidos, estoy haciendo movimiento 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, now I can also add it into my basic set while I'm moving 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. So it adds a little bit more feeling, a little special sauce to the dance. You get that real organic feeling. And now Estefania is going to explain in Spanish. Chimneys.
Movemos hombros hacia atrás siempre. La mujer siempre tiene que estar con la espalda derecha para que nos veamos más lindas. Y hacemos paso acá. Con el paso sería aquí. Y moviendo acá sería por 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Suave. Con cada paso.
That's good. So we're going to do everything with music. Here we go. Heartbeat. Cowbell. Crossbody beat. Outside turn. Another crossbody beat. We're going to do our Kumba Breaks with music. And open position. We're going to do our Chimneys. We can also stop and relax. Shoulders. Back to basic. 1. Okay? We're going to do outside turn again. Different angle. 5, 6, 7. Fifth position. 1, 5. 1. We can cross. Right? And we're going to do a little extra. Next level, a little more intermediate. What the future holds, double turn. 1. Okay, we're going to do a throw and catch. A little extra, what you can look forward to. Outside turn. And whatever we can show out of it. 6, 7, 1. That's your salsa. Thank you guys. Alright, good. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you everything we're going to learn today. We're going to do a little summary in salsa, close position, okay? This is open position, freestyle, apart. First thing you want to learn is connection, how to connect with somebody. So we're going to have resistance, resistencia. We're going to do a little bit of Latin motion, okay? Just to kind of warm up. Then we're going to go to close position. For the men, this is a general breakdown right now. Right hand on the shoulder blade, lady's left hand underneath the ball of the shoulder, left hand of the lady, or the right hand should I say, left hand of the man, thumb inside the palm, upside down V. This is our close position, forward and back break, in on one LA style, which is your most popular form. Salsa crossbody beats is what we're doing right now. These are crossbody beats or the steering wheel in linear salsa. We're going to go to open position and do a little bit of what's called shimmies, a little bit of body movement in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, los hombros, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, y básico. Back to close position. We're going to do another crossbody beat. And this, like I said, is a basic summary. We're going to do fifth position break, crossing or Kumba Breaks, back to basic. 1, we're going to do outside or underarm turn, vuelta afuera, back to basic. Okay? That's it for now. Alright, so we're going to teach you a little bit of also how to listen to music. And the first thing we're going to do before I actually play the instrument, we're going to make music. We're going to make sounds. Okay? So I want everybody to do this with your partner at home, wherever you're at. We're just going to clap. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, make it a little bit easier, we can do every 2. We can do 1, 3, 5, 7, or 2, 4, 8, every 2. Okay. Now, that obviously doesn't really make sense with the song. So I'm going to show you what the instruments look like. The first one is called a clavi. Okay. So this is the foundation, the most important instrument, el instrumento más importante de la música latina, la clave. Okay. So in Cuban music, we got 2-3, or 2 sounds, and then 3 follow, or 3-2. So it's called son cubano clave. So we're going to teach general 3-2 clave, which goes like this. Okay. So we do. So there's 5 sounds, right? Da, 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 da. Now if I do my basic, right? El básico. Da, 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 da. Right? It's a little complicated for some people. So when you're listening to the song, you're like, man, where's the rhythm? You got to do your basic within those 5 sounds. It would be pa, 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 pa. That's dancing to the clave rhythm. Just, you don't have to know Spanish. And one thing that we also have to understand, when we're dancing, la mujer es la foto, I'm the frame, I have to make her look good, right? And we also have to separate when we're dancing. So, in the middle of the song, there's what's called the chorus, the repetitive part. O la canción a mitad va a repetir y tenemos que separar, hacer shines, jugar con la pareja. We're playing. So we have 3 parts of the song. We have the first part, which is the intro. That's like the salad, right? La ensalada. In the middle, we got the steak, right? Ahí tenemos el pollo. Ahí, that's the main course, right? And then we have the last part of the song. The song's getting ready to end. La canción se va a terminar. The outro. So 3 parts to the dancing. And as you get better body control, more experience, you're going to learn how to ultimately interpret music, or what's called musicality. All right. The next instrument I'm gonna present is called. Throw that up there. I don't need that. All right. Is the cowbell. Okay. So this cowbell is probably one of the easiest ways to listen to salsa music, because they're gonna hit the loud strike of the cowbell on the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7. So. That got 1. So, 1, 3, 5. So if you notice, when I was doing that sound, that got 1, that got 3, that got 5, that got 7, da da boom, 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 da da boom. So anybody could do this. You're learning how to listen to music and move with the rhythm. Okay. So the funny thing is if a baby can do this, un bebé hace eso, ¿por qué? Why? Because the baby feels the vibration, la vibración de la música, right? And it feels good, right? So dancing is what? Dancing is good for mental health, especially during these times that we're going through, because it makes you feel good, right? The dopamine, the endorphins, it makes you lose weight, low impact workout, it's a stress reliever, it helps you in your social life, helps you get in touch with American culture, Latin culture, etc., etc. Okay, so this is our salsa portion of what we're doing today. We're gonna move on to bachata here in a little bit, but the last part that I want to talk about is the history of the dances, so you know where this all comes from. So salsa per se is not what Cubans would call salsa. Cubans call it son cubano. Okay, so it sounds very similar. There's a tres, there's what we would call a 2-3 clave, which is a little bit different. So I did a 3-2, which you hear in a lot of modern music. So you have urban bachata, urban salsa, you have romantic salsa, you have mambos, Latin jazz, timba, son cubano. I just told you about a lot of them, but you have to learn how to listen to the rhythms and how to find out which is which, okay? So going back to the origins of Cuban music, the most important rhythm is the 2-3 clave. That is the base for everything. Now, Cuban music is distinct in that Cubans do not dance in a forward and back, okay? Cubans will dance more of what we call son cubano or Cuban salsa. They will dance in a circle. Not only that, they will have a lot of the Afro body movement when they're dancing. Okay? So that's the most important thing. Let's get that out of the way. Understanding that salsa is the baby of what we would call son cubano. So in New York, in the 40s and 50s, the Cubans came, right, the Puerto Ricans, and they brought the mambo, and they brought son cubano, and they brought danzón, and they brought all these dances to the United States of America, and of course we changed it and we Americanized it, no problem with that. And salsa came about in the late 60s and 70s. The structure of the music changed. So we have Latin jazz, right? Technically no real lyrics. We have the strong saxophone. We have mambo from the 40s and 50s, the big band sound of the music, the American swing influence in the music. We have son cubano, Latin jazz, and we have also what is called romantic salsa from the 80s and 90s. Very lovey-dovey, drama, like, country music, okay? Now, what I'm going to talk about next, and I'm going to have her talk here in a little bit, is about Colombian salsa, because that's another popular style, or salsa caleña. Now, before I get to that, we have to understand that there's many forms of dancing. We presented the most popular, we would say, which is dancing on one, or LA style, Los Angeles style, which is basically about 30 years old. And what makes it LA style? So basically LA style is ballroom, tango, swing, Afro, the original Afro, Cuban dance style, and cabaret, or a lot of tricks. Now, when you go out dancing, you have different environments. We could be like we're at a studio here, a studio social. We could be at a restaurant. We could be at a festival. And it's going to bring different crowds, right? Now, if we run into a Cuban person, we just notice that the Cubans dance in a circle. So they're not going to technically do what we did earlier. Correct, right? But Puerto Ricans will do the same exact thing that we did. But the difference in Puerto Rican style, or what we would call more of an older mambo style, is the Puerto Ricans are going to hold the 1 and break on 2, 3, 4, hold the 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So that's what we would call Puerto Rican style, or more of an older Palladian style mambo. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have Estefania explain. She's Colombian, so she's straight for Colombia. She is going to explain to the best of her ability, which is very good, in Spanish, what is Colombian salsa or salsa caleña. Quiere explicar un poquito de lo que es la salsa colombiana.
También bailamos el círculo haciendo vueltas, pasadas. La única diferencia del paso de la cumbia es que le llamamos caleño. Hacemos una patada antes de ir atrás, que sería esto. Y la mujer siempre está tontoneando cada vez. Está haciendo esto. Y haciendo un repique, le decimos, un piquecito. La diferencia.
So a quick breakdown for those people now who might not be as confused, because you've probably seen a lot of things out there. We basically gave you a salsa 101 in about a few minutes. So once again, we did today what was called LA style, right? Which we taught everything LA style on the 1, right? Puerto Rican style, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and delay. The last thing we didn't talk about, which is the other popular style, is New York style, or on 2 mambo. So for the most part, when you go out dancing in the Latin dance community now, and they say, hey, do you dance on 1, bailas en uno, bailas en dos, right? And obviously we have a lot of, salsa caleña style in all over the United States, all over the world, but for the most part, on 1 or 2 are the most popular. Now, what is New York style? New York style is basically dancing on an upbeat, a softer rhythm. We're dancing to different rhythms, different speeds in the music. So the guy is going to hold the 1 instead of going forward. He's going to hold the 1 with his left, break back on the 2, hold the 5 in place, and break 6, 7, 8. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, hold the 5, break 6, 7. As you can see, she's doing her 2 forward. It looks identical to what we're doing, but we're dancing to a different rhythm. So that's it. This is your salsa segment, and we're gonna move on to bachata here in a little bit. Okay, so now we're gonna explain the basic to bachata Dominican dance. Okay, so for the guys, what you wanna do is you wanna have most of your weight on your right leg. You're gonna change your weight onto the left on 1, side together, 2, change the weight, 3, and tap 4. Technically, we don't want to tap per se. It's a little pressing action. We're gonna go back, 5, together 6, 7, tap 8, Latin motion, ritmo latino, ritmo latino, ritmo latino, ritmo latino. Okay, now if we show you from behind, same thing, guys are gonna start to the left, side 1, together 2, 3, 4, side 5, 6. Okay, so now Estefania is going to do the basic bachata step for the ladies in Spanish.
Hacemos 2, tap y acá con cadera. 2, mueve un poquito de hombros, sintiendo la bachata.
That's it. Okay, so the next part we're going to do is we're going to do a basic right turn in bachata, social level. We're going to show you 3 angles. We're going to start with the side angle, close position. Now you got to remember when you're dancing bachata, the positions offset, usually right foot is at the right, we're looking over the right shoulder, same close position as salsa. So here we go, starting with our basic, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Outside turn, the guys are going to raise the lever. Now we want to cup our hands. We don't want to fist. We don't want to web. We don't want to do that. It's ugly. No spaghetti arms. Okay? So we're going to raise and halo. Think a halo over, dancing at the ladies' head or eye level at times. Also for the women, this is your top line. You don't want to block la ventana, right? So she can't see. You want this nice and clean to look good. You want to, have fun, obviously, and have good connection. So we're going to start 1 basic again. Basic, bachata, 5, outside turn on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more time. Outside turn on 1. We're going to show you another angle here for the man. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, outside turn on 1. We're going to repeat the same thing on 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, last angle for the ladies to really help the ladies. Starting with the basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Outside turn on 1, 2, 3. Again, one more time. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now, she's going to explain in Spanish cómo hacer la vuelta de afuera en español. Para las mujeres.
Okay.
It was turning more the way
4, piso, mi, cambio de peso, piso, piso y lleno. De nuevo, pongo peso y cierro.
That's it. Okay, so the last thing we're going to do, kind of like what we did in salsa, we're going to give you a little bit of flavor, especially for the ladies. We're going to show a hip roll, and she's going to explain the hip roll in the women, and also how to change direction. As you notice, this is not quite a linear dance. We're not dancing forward and back. We're doing circular, okay? And most of the time we're going clockwise, all right? So we're going to show you the ladies' angle for the hip roll first, okay? So starting with the basic, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we're going to go to open position when the ladies are feeling the music, right, on their own. If you notice, she goes on the 5, 5, 6, 7. Vamos a hacer la cadera, the hips again on 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. Now Estefania is going to explain for the women in Spanish.
Paso, hago el paso normal, paso peso, en mi conteo, 5, 6, 7, 7. Otra vez, hago el paso y cambio de peso, moviendo la cadera. Un círculo completo.
Good. Now the last thing is we're gonna teach you how to change direction clockwise of progressive, basic, and bachata. So we're gonna start in close position. Obviously the rhythm we will explain is a little bit different than salsa, starting with our basic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now the easiest thing to remember is like you're dancing inside of a clock. We're gonna think dials, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we're dancing in the middle of a clock. So if I'm doing my basic, el básico, y quiero cambiar dirección, I could step to 2 o'clock, alright? If I want to change direction again, 4 o'clock, las cuatro. And if you notice, 8 o'clock, right? I am changing direction. And I can change, keep changing, keep changing. And the lady, all the lady does is she just adjusts. It's very easy. It's basically a progressive basic. So that's our bachata section. Bachata is a lot easier than salsa, but there are also many other styles, not as many as salsa. Okay, so you have urban bachata, which basically la bachata urbana looks like salsa. I could be doing hammer locks, stuff like this, raps. Okay, we have what's called central or romantic modern bachata. We could be here, we're doing body rolls, a lot of young generation likes that. We have tango bachata, but we're gonna do traditional, a little traditional. We can add like cha-cha-chas, cha-cha-cha, and más tradicional. Okay, muchos pasos libres, a lot of footwork, a lot of body movement. Then we have tango, we could be dancing. And then all of a sudden, if we wanna add some tango, right, nice. You see that? Very classy. So this is another rhythm that you have to learn how to listen to. There's what we call the guitar, the bass, the bongo, and la huira, which sounds like a washboard. Okay, so thank you guys for taking part of the classes. Keep dancing. Dancing is beautiful. It's our Latin culture. I'm Ecuadorian, born and raised in Los Angeles. She's Colombian. We're here in the United States, trying to bless you guys with the beautiful art of dancing. Thank you, and until next time. That's it. Okay, now with the music. Basics, a little bit of intermediate. 5, 6, and basic bachata. 5, R&B, outside turn. Another outside turn. And then do ladies hip roll. Hip roll, 5, 7. Basic, progressive basic, changing direction. 1. Clockwise. One more, 5. A little more intermediate, you do, it's called a hammer lock, into a wrap, 5, 7, out, 1. A little bit more modern, central bachata, 3, 5, and 7, and 1. A little more traditional, cha-cha rhythm. And tango. 1, here we go. Nice, classy, elegant tango. And 1, 3, 5, 7,